Debra, this is an unexpected show. I didn't expect this after the wonderful visit we had. And I've read part of 3 of your books in the meantime. I remember, and particularly January 21st, 2012. That was your second experience of God. First was the automobile accident. But that particular occasion, you had an out-of-body experience. You signed that contract with God, and then you discovered you had a healing experience after that, and that you carried on, signed the contract with God. So you're, I suppose, like us, if we signed a contract with our nation, I'd try and carry on with the praise of God, praise of Jesus and the earth. So I share your vocation very fully. By the way, I'm particularly grateful to Peter Sheldon for this book that he composed. I can't believe it. It's just marvelous.
Yes, I spoke with him. He was so happy that you loved it. And I asked him, how long did it take him to prepare that? He said almost like over 40 hours.
Yeah, well, I hope that I'm going to write to him tomorrow, but you tell him my very special regards for it. But it's as close an experience with God as I had, which is very good. I look forward to perhaps another time, but in the course of the next year, perhaps we could have an opportunity to visit again.
You know, I would love to. That's why I wanted to do another video with you, is because so many people want to know if we ever met. They loved your first video. And my time with you, Father, was something that, and I'll start to tear up, that I'll always cherish. I'll cherish for the rest of my life. It was life-changing. It was beautiful. And you are my Anam Cara, which for people that don't know, that means soul friend. And
I was never as close to anybody as I was to you, even with that 1 hour we had for one-to-one conversation. So because you're rock solid attachment to God, and that's what we all should be. The great friendship between Francis and Claire. It wasn't just a personal thing, but that Francis represented Christ for her, and she for him. So that's what we do for each other. We represent God for each other. All our gifts of God. And so you keep doing the wonderful work they're doing. I want to ask you about your readings. They last usually an hour. What are you reading from, Debra? When you're doing Q, you say you read for about an hour.
oh, when I do a reading for someone,
Right.
so I'll sit and I'll connect with asking God to allow that loved one to come through to me. And then when that loved one comes through, I hear spirit like the way you heard spirit. Remember, you told your story about being, in the station and then in the prison and then talking to that gentleman, and you heard that he had a son. And we discussed that you and I both hear God, spirit, the same way, where it just comes through us. And that's what happens is I'll sometimes see them, like I'll see them in my mind. Sometimes I'll see spirit right in front of me. Sometimes I'll see it like in one of my books, I had a murder story that I didn't even know the person was murdered. And it was a vision that came across my face. I was shown it. I was given it. So it's like when you pray, right? You don't know what's going to come through. You don't know what's heard, but you trust everything that does come through. And so I just spend that time talking to a person anywhere in the world, connecting with that one person, that one loved one.
This morning we had something at Mass here with 4 people. We're from 3 different countries. One was in Germany. Her father was a prisoner of war in Russia and Siberia for 5 years. The other one, his father was from India. He died. And the third one was locally. So we kind of united in a very special way today. It was Father's Day. So we referred to our fathers and the memories we had of them. Those fathers bring up grandfathers because they're the kind of fathers that they are from their fathers. So we're all interconnected in one way or another. But I was particularly moved by you because your mother was sick for 13 years. Then your father died. And then you left California with the children. And you drove across Arizona. And you lived in a very limited situation. And you taught kids in school. And that taught you compassion. So I have fun. I'm studying your life to find out really where God was with you. God was with you driving across country from California at that time and trying to find a place. A friend came to your rescue. So your compassion. So, and that's what you're showing to people in another way, like the physical cures. I was particularly moved by this one man, Dini, who was a professor of health or something. And he only believed in something that had a scientific basis. And if he came to you, had a cure. He wrote a poem about his cure for you. But many, many people did it. I'm glad you have time for me. I really, all these people are cured. I feel tremendous gratitude for you. Well, I feel just gratitude for meeting you, and you're part of my life.
I feel the same way about you. Like there's something that you and I share that I don't share with anyone else. It's a God relationship, and we talked about that. That light within us, we recognize. And yes, that was Dr. James Benny that wrote that. That was healed of the Hodgkin's lymphoma of the brain and the brain and the spine. And so miracles like that, they're unexplainable, but we have the proof through the doctors. And that's it's just when when I get feedback like that, I don't I don't worship myself. I like cry with gratitude to God, thanking him for using me as his instrument. So it's a mission and a duty that I'm here for. And it's not always easy because, you know, miracles don't always happen, right? You want that miracle for a person, and then God shows me that it's not me, it's his choice, not my choice. And you have to fully let go and trust that whatever it will be, it will be. And so for me, having the time to come and meet you and having an experience one on one with you, that was a miracle that we both shared.
I don't know how you can get closer to any human being than I feel with you. And last Friday, 18th of June, I've celebrated 77 years as a priest. And I'm on my way to year 103. So the year you're going to be very much a part of my life every day. So even though we're not physically present, you are present by spirit with me. So I thank God for you. And you learn from your dear mother, close to 13 years, and from your father, the way he left. He introduced you to a new way of having to deal with people also, and you're doing that. You see it in this. So I just want to thank God for coming to you and making you a unique person to represent God. That's what priesthood is. I mean, whether it's a marriage or talking to people, you represent God. So we both have a very common role. And one of the things my church has to do is to recognize women more fully, even ordained them, coming from a very dark age, you know. In Jewish law, a woman couldn't testify. She couldn't be a witness for anything. So we've come a long ways from them, but we've a long ways to go. So you carry on the great work that you're doing, and know that it's a joy in my life to know that you're doing it. And I'll keep in touch. I'll drop you a note tomorrow and tell you about the birthday celebration.
Yeah, I can't wait. I love receiving your letters in the mail. And I too feel, Father, like you've lived a life of, honoring God and in your way. And then I did it in my way. And here we join together as one. And
That's right. We did that. Guys, Thank you very much, dear. Blessings to you.
Blessings to you. I love you. And we will talk again.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.